Hey guys, this is Aaron with 3DPrinterOS. Today we're unboxing the BQ Witbox. This PLA-only printer was made in Spain, where we are known as 3DPrinteros. One thing we noticed about the BQ Witbox is that it has different packaging than some of the printers we've seen. As you can see, it's got full color images. For instance, it shows here the different colors that are available for the printers, yellow, white, and black, and we have the white one. Before taking this actually outside of the box, you have to unlock these mechanisms here, which you just do by moving to the left. For the elements of time, I've already done the other side. One of the best parts of unboxing 3D printers is seeing all the goodies that come alongside of it. Let's see what came with the BQ Witbox. So it looks like we have a power cord, gonna need that, USB connector, a metal filament holder. This is the first time I've seen one of these. And they've given us a roll of PLA filament. Oh, this is a full roll and it's green. That's pretty awesome. Put that aside. The instructions, probably gonna need those later. Let's see, what else do we have? Looks like we have some screws. I'm sure I'll need those at some point. That was just the first layer. What else do we have? We have some hex wrenches. I'm sure those will be handy. A tack surface for covering the build tray with a nice BQ logo on the bottom. Put that up there. And we've got these glass doors for covering the printer. We'll put these on in a little bit. Put these aside. Now this is pretty awesome. It's the glass build tray. As you can see, that's quite a bit of size. So I'm excited to see what kind of objects we can make. Let me put this carefully to the side. And what else do we have in this box? We have some keys. I don't know if I pointed out earlier, but this front door is actually locked. So I'm going to use these to open the build tray in a little bit. What else do we have? Looks like we have an extra hot end, which is awesome. I'm glad to see that came prepackaged. And last but not least, looks like we have some needles for cleaning out the extruder. So I'm sure this is very handy for clearing out jammed filament. Before installing the filament, make sure to remove the two zip ties securing the extruder and it looks like the gantry. So you're going to want to cut this one here. And let's remove this one. So actually I'm going to cut this again. That's one down. And the other one's right here on the extruder. So make sure you're careful when cutting this one. So before installing filament for the first time on the BQ Witbox, you need to insert the spool holder. So I have the metal spool holder here. You just insert it right here into the back. Now that we've got that nice and secure, we're going to install our filament roll for the first time. I'm going to put mine with the filament feeding up like this so it has the least amount of strain. Just put it on here. And I'm actually going to cut it with a pair of scissors just because this was bent in the box. Take that end of the filament and you're going to want to feed it right up into this hole right here. And for the BQ Witbox, you'll notice the filament tube actually runs along the length of the printer above. So you want to feed it through until you've hit kind of the top of the extruder nozzle. So I'm just going to feed this. And we can see it appearing right here. So we're ready to finally load the filament into the BQ Witbox. First thing we need to do is turn the printer on. At the first screen, the information one so to speak, you're going to want to press the button once and go to Control. From there, Filament and Load. Let's let this thing heat up. Printer's heated up and ready. What we're going to want to do is select Insert and Press. On the back end here, where we already inserted the filament, we want to make sure that we have it right at the nozzle. And right now the filament's actually loading. As you can see there, it's starting to come out. Let's help this along here. And we have a nice green filament ready to go. So one thing we still need to do before we start printing is actually insert the build tray. It seems that they put on the back of the BQ Witbox build tray this little platform here for matching up with the build platform. So what I'm going to do here is insert this. Make sure it actually matches up. And voila, build tray is ready to go. To level the build plate, what you'll need to do, again, go to the menu, Control, and level build plate. So I'm going to push to start. Now, if any of you are familiar with the Dremel or the MakerBot, this is a very similar build plate leveling process. So I have myself a sheet of paper, which I'm going to use. So the first point to adjust is this back one. These knobs right here are going to be used to fine tune up and down. And what you're going to want it is the extruder to be this paper width away from the build plate. So right here I'm going to do my first one. We're good to go. All right, so we've leveled the build tray, we've loaded the filament. It's finally time to print something off the Witbox. For today's purposes, we're just going to print off the SD card. And I'm going to print my favorite animal, which is the duck. Let's let it go.